Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respects. Today's subject is Unrevealed Miracles of Mystics. Whoever reveals the unrevealed is Incarnation. Unrevealed should not just disappear without being revealed to the world. With this tremendous compassion and love, the human consciousness should experience the unrevealed superconsciousness. With this vision, beings who reveal the superconsciousness to the human consciousness are only called Incarnations. And some of the miracles they have performed. I'll try to express few words. Please understand. I'll give you a simple example, kind of a diagram. I'll just try to explain with an example. This is sun, and you are like a mirror. Your body is like a mirror. Sun rays fall in the mirror and reflection is created. That light falls on something, this reflection's light. This is what is world. The sun is superconsciousness. The reflection in the mirror is the I, the individual self which you feel. And this mirror is the body. The reflection, the light on which the light falls, the reflection falls, is the world. Now, all your suffering is because of this reflection. When it falls on the world, it chooses some part and rejects some part. It just does not look up to its source. It starts losing itself in what is being seen and starts liking, taking up something, starts rejecting, frightened about something. Please understand. Complete secret of death can be experienced with this. I'll tell you with this understanding how the mystics perform miracles. Here, there is something in the world which is understood by this reflection, which this reflection starts liking. There is something which this reflection starts hating. Whenever something is liked by this reflection, because this reflection is the reflection of consciousness, it does not keep quiet, it changes the very form of the mirror, body itself. Please understand. If you are continuously fantasizing about food, the very quality of your body changes. If you are continuously fantasizing about music, the very quality of your body changes. If you are continuously fantasizing about sex, the very quality of your body changes. The reflection not just keeps quiet, it works on the body and changes the very quality of the body. The reflection, instead of looking at the things on which it is reflecting, if it looks back from where he is reflecting, that is sadhana and enlightenment. If he is looking only on the things on which he is reflecting, that is what we call the ordinary mundane life of fear and greed and this. Not knowing what to do with the life. Yesterday one devotee told me in the energy session, Swamiji, I don't know what to do with my life. Oh God. I really felt. No, I felt her suffering. I felt her pain. And of course, at least she is fortunate she is here. In few days, the clarity is going to happen. The transformation is going to happen. And naturally, she will know what is and what she wants to and what should be, all that. But how many billions of people in the planet Earth are there having life and not knowing what to do with the life? Oh God, I can tell you, that's the worst thing which can happen to human being. Having life but not knowing, because on each line there is so much of plus and minus. You do not know what you really want. Too much choice without having the choiceless awareness. Please understand. If I am asked to kill any one negative energy in the planet Earth, the first thing I will pick up is having too much of choice without choiceless awareness. That is the worst state to be in. The choiceless awareness. Please understand. With choiceless awareness, if you have too much of choices, you will just know you can enjoy everything. That makes you multidimensional. Without choiceless awareness, too much of choice just makes you depressed and you do not know what to do with the life. Please understand. Each ray comes out of reflection, works through one of your nadi. One of your nadi. You have 72,000 minor nadis, 24 major nadis, one central nadi. These are some of the revelations from the mystics, but I do not have any scientific reference or any scientific proof for it. It's the experience of Siddhas. Please understand, each attraction, for example, you are attracted to certain food. So one of your nadi will be engaged, means that reflection will use that particular nadi to retain the memory about that food and craving about the food and the necessity for that food and the satisfaction which you enjoy when you have that food. That whole file will be in that one nadi. If you are afraid of something, one nadi will be used to keep the file about that fear and that object. If you are using too many nadis, you are caught in what you are seeing. If you are retrieving yourself if you are turning yourself towards from where you are reflected, not on which you are reflecting. Please understand. On which you are reflecting is worldly life, from where you are reflecting is spiritual life. If your life is flowing towards on which you are reflecting, it is worldly life. Pravritti, in Sanskrit we call. If your life is reflecting on from where you are reflecting, it is called nivritti, an enlightenment life. So too many nadis engaged on what is being seen without having the center of what is seen is what I call without having choiceless awareness, having too much of choice. Modern day kids, one of the major disease modern day kids are suffering is this disease. This is responsible for drugs, teenage suicide, and heavy depression youth face in the modern age. Please understand, one of the worst thing I found in the modern age youth is they lose the innocence of childhood, the joy of being a youth very young, very quickly. Because too much of choices are put in front of them without having the choiceless awareness. I can tell you, it's almost like 100 varieties of food which you really love are put inside in front of you, and just your tongue is cut off. Exactly the same thing. I tell you, if you are living with too much of choice, without choiceless awareness, you are ghost. You are not a being. You are ghost. You need to be afraid of you, not about anybody else. You don't need anybody to destroy your life. You are enough. You are enough unto yourself. One of the major suffering modern day youth is facing, understand, I am giving this message to modern day youth from all over the world, especially Indian kids. Indian kids are losing their roots. In US they have a word, American born confused desis, for the NRI kids, ABCD. American born confused desis. Not only NRI kids, even in India, RNI kids, I am talking about RNI kids, the tremendous depression and cluelessness about the life and chaos they are going through. Understand, just if the reflection is towards on which he is reflected, what is going to happen? Naturally, the mirror is going to get tired, filled with dust, disturbed, and any moment he may turn and the reflection of the superconscious will stop reflecting on the mirror. I am warning, giving a strong spiritual warning to Indian youth. Please understand, getting back to the Vedic lifestyle is not an option for you. Now it is a medicine for you. Now the only remedy the Indian youth has is getting back to the Vedic tradition. Vedic understanding about life. I am not saying drop your jeans and iPad and cell phone and no. But I am saying the culture put into your head along with those instruments. Those instruments are poor, innocent. But the idea to live with too much of choices without choiceless awareness is the dangerous idea. That is what is dangerous idea. In the 72,000 nadis, if at least 10,000 is centered towards from where you are reflecting, all other 62,000 is reflecting on which you are reflecting, you will be balanced. All I am asking is just to dedicate 10,000. Means maybe 1 hour or 2 hours of your life being centered on the higher ideals. Your actions and thinking, at least 1 hour or 2 hours being centered on the source from which you are reflecting. That's all I am asking, nothing else. Or just perish, nothing else. And Indian youth is the largest number of youth in the world. India is the youngest country in the world. If you guys are not going to survive, it is danger for the planet Earth. That is why I assumed the body of Indian youth, because I am going to work on them. They are my first priority. They are my first priority. The planet Earth needs to be saved. If it has to be saved, it can be saved only by Indian youth. Too much choice without choiceless awareness is the greatest danger we are facing. And I just wanted to give you the deeper mysteries of this Nadi science which I explained now. I think all of you are able to catch the basics of what I am saying. Your body is the mirror. The superconsciousness is the sun that is reflecting on you. The reflection which is felt in your body is the individual self. That reflection's reflection, whatever you are seeing is the world. In that reflection, some part which you are seeing you like, some you don't like. And through 72,000 ray line, you see this. In that 72,000, all 72,000 is spent on what is seen without being the source of seeing, the superconsciousness. You are in depression, essence. That's the essence. If you just, in that 62,000, if you just divert 10,000 up from where you are reflecting, you will have a complete balance. If you divert 50% towards where you are reflecting, you will be already living in a Jivan Mukta life. You don't need to divert more than 50%. That's enough. The remaining 50%, have a playful on what you are seeing. On just have a little joyful fear and joyful greed and playful worry. You can have all that. You can have all that and play with all of them. Nothing wrong. It's great. But little bit of centering on the choiceless awareness. At least 10,000 nadis in the 72,000 being centered on from where you are reflecting is essential. That is essence of life and essential in life. If that centering on what is from where you are reflected is established, physically you will express miracles. Understand? Physically you will express miracles. Just yesterday night, after the darshan, I took the batch of these mediums to our Akada. Akada is the place where we have our gym. All the fellows who sat as medium, they lifted at least 2 to 3 times of their own weight. That much weight they lifted. Please understand. Lifting 3 times of your weight is not a joke. Normally, they can't even lift their weight or equivalent to their weight. If somebody is 50 kg, they lifting 50 kg is not a joke. Took them to the Akada, just awaken the Kundalini at least twice. Some people up to thrice. Wait, just like that they lifted. Nothing else. And after that they were saying, we don't even know that we lifted so much weight, it feels like a zero weight. When the Kundalini is awakened, more than 10,000 nadi of you is centered on what is seen. Please understand. It is centered on it is not what is seen. It is centered on from where you are reflected to superconsciousness. In Siddha tradition there is a sutra. When the Kundalini is awakened, if you can lift equivalent to your body weight, it's called bala. One bala, if you have one nadi, the left or right will be perfect. If you are able to lift twice your weight, when that awakening happens, I am not talking about normal weightlifting practice and training, no. When that experience happens, when that levitation happens, when that awakening happens, if you are able to lift twice your weight, it's called two bala. The Pingala and Idagala, both will be active, alive. If you are able to 3 times lift thrice your weight, then all 3 nadis will be alive. Means at least 10,000 of your nadis among the 72,000 is centered towards the source from where you are reflecting, means superconsciousness. Physically they showed yesterday the power of Kundalini. When the Kundalini awakens, one of our brahmacharini she's 50, she lifted 120 kg. She's only 50 kg weight. She just lifted 120 kg. And there are some more who lifted 140. Just twice or thrice of their weight. Just the power of Kundalini Shakti. Ordinarily they can't lift more than 20 or 30 kg. Just like, not only they lifted, they were actually coming forward. They said, no, Swamiji, we will lift thrice our weight. I said, relax, not in the same day. You guys may get enlightened too soon. Let's do it properly so that your body is also ready. Physically showing the power of the nadi. Power of the nadi. I can even show with you guys, even with participants. Normally maximum how much you are able to lift. And just when that levitation happens, when that energy explosion happens, how much you are able to lift. It will be at least 3 times more. And you will not have any pain, any damage. I am responsible. I am telling you. But don't do it on your own. Do in controlled condition with the proper support and help. So these all practices should not be done on your own. It should be done directly under the guidance of the master. Because only then I will know whether it is Kundalini awakening or your own some hallucination. One part of you being centered on the source from which you are reflecting is the essential teaching which I am trying to transmit in today's satsang. That's what I am trying to transmit in today's satsang. Actually, in that 72,000, if less number of nadis, see, I can give you the example, like from the reflection, how many rays are flowing? That rays can be considered as the nadis. 72,000 rays are flowing. In that 72,000, if less are flowing outward, you can change your body anytime easily. The reflection can change the mirror. Enough. This mirror is too tired, too old. Come on, let's go to the next mirror. Because from the reflection, not much to be identified. Go to the next mirror. That's all. Understand? I can just make time out of consciousness. Because I am completely free from on which I am reflecting. All my 72,000 nadis are centered from which I am reflecting, not on which I am reflecting. I'll talk on deeper lines of how retrieving the nadi flow from on which you reflected to from which you reflect, and the benefits of it. How you can heal your body, change your body, play with your body, and enjoy being in the body. On next sessions, let you all achieve, experience, live, express and radiate the eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.